should do? You know what she should do? She should do Rogan. And I've already suggested that. She should do Rogan.
That would be great.
Vice President Kamala Harris should do Rogan. Like, it'll be a great conversation. I know Joe Rogan and Kamala Harris will have a great conversation. 50 million views easily on YouTube. Easily.
That'd be fire.
Hey fam, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another reaction. This is Segovia coming to you live from the Man Cave. Hope everyone out there is having a good day. Y'all, we're back with another reaction. Hope you guys are ready. Let's start this Monday off right. You know my slogan. I ain't gonna sit here and talk you guys' ears off. Enough with the chit chat. Let's get into the reaction. Enjoy the show.
Everybody at the entrance, move! Yo!
I was set up to be this involved with the spiritual world. So for one, like the apartment I grew up in had a lot of paranormal activity. When I go to sleep at night, if I'm not sleeping next to somebody, I have to play gospel. I have to play gospel music.
To this day?
To this day, or I'll get attacked. Like that sleep paralysis, like I'll get that. But I get that every time if I don't play gospel music when I sleep.
That's wow. So you always got to make sure road, whatever, like for you.
If I'm by myself, yes, I have to play it because I'll get like, I don't know what that's called and I got to do more research.
Right.
But
and when you say attack, sweetie, what do you mean?
Like in my dream.
Right.
Like, you know, when you can't wake up.
Yeah.
And you feel like somebody's sitting on top of you.
Yes, man.
Like it's real. And especially when I started like meditating more, I feel like the stronger I became spiritually, the more I started getting attacked.
That's ridiculous, right? Goodwill workers really took 4 pairs of off-white Nike sneakers out of the bins and put them in the back. I used to resell, right? I used to resell, go to Goodwills, find things, flip them. Now they're still out there. You still find some things you buy for $2 and flip for $300, right? They don't know everything at Goodwills. But all the good stuff, like those Nike shoes probably weren't even worth nothing, but they just see the Nike and they look brand new. But anyways, it's a shame what they're doing at these thrift shops now. Everything's overpriced because they know there's a big market that are resellers going in there. And it's not right at all.
You awake yet, or are you asleep? So many people are deceived. When will people realize that both parties are part of a club that you're not invited to? I mean, there's nothing to see here. These are all just coincidences. I mean, why wouldn't you trust these people? I mean, it's not like there's photo after photo after photo after photo of these individuals all together. And it makes sense how Oprah would call out the Taylor Swift fans, since we know that her music is for all those lonely witches out there. How she likes to post about witches right here, and how she has a little crystal ball emoji. And I'm sure it's just a coincidence how she looks identical to the daughter of Anton LaVey, who was the founder of the Church of Satan, which coincidentally the highest level in the Church of Satan is called MAGA, the 5th degree. And I guess it's just another coincidence that the word MAGA in Latin means witch. Hey, no wonder why they continue to talk about a witch hunt over and 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 over again. I'm sure it's just a coincidence. Nothing to see here. Now, something else I found very interesting with the whole Oprah Kamala interview was her stage right here, which looked awfully familiar to the Sun Wheels of Baal, which we know there is one at Vatican City. You know that darkness to light symbolism, or in the occult they call it as above so below, the duality of darkness and light. Or to some people you have the white hats and the black hats.
It's about to go down and we're about to see it finally. So the James Webb Telescope allegedly has found a non-human artifact coming towards the Earth. It appears some of our Congress was actually in a briefing and they declined to speak on it. Except they basically already had. Pentagon UFO chief says alien mothership in our solar system possible. So we have a lot to go over so everyone can have a full understanding of what's happening right now and what's about to happen, but I'll go as quickly as possible. First off, NASA, the Vatican, and other organizations, they are using cameras that can see light outside of our spectrum. Why? Not just this one, they have many filters for it. It's quite simple actually. So they can see things in spiritual dimensions that we cannot see, much like the Diddy glasses and the old goggles from the Vietnam thing. Really quickly so you understand, in the Vietnam battle, they had red night vision goggles, and all the soldiers were claiming of seeing demons fly by their planes. or whole fields of unalive people. There were literally thousands, if not tens of thousands of complaints, to the point where after that battle, they changed the color of the filter for the night vision. And with that, you can understand how lenses will affect what light spectrums and dimensions that you will see. So back to this and back to the non-human thing coming for us in the alien mothership, as they say. So a while ago, I made a video about the image from the Hubble telescope, which, as I just showed you, they were probably using other spectrums of light to be able to see it. What looked like possibly the Kingdom of Heaven or New Jerusalem. And if you're looking at a different light spectrum, of course you could see it. But even further, I gave you the documentation number to trace it back to see that it was legit. And after it came out and people knew about it, they started putting it in satire articles. I have some very knowledgeable friends when it comes to telescopes and images, like David Shane, and he said this is the most realistic picture he's ever seen from the Hubble telescope. So I think they got a picture of New Jerusalem and they caught it in a different light spectrum or different dimensions, so therefore they could see it.
Something was going down in Salt Lake City, Utah, around September 20th, 2024. The following two videos are from two different witnesses around the city. They captured this loud booming noise that shook the ground and even knocked down rock from some of the canyons. But the question they were asking, and everybody is still asking, is what was it from? Was it military testing? Was it something else? They have no idea, but it totally freaked out the residents. Take a look at this and tell me what you think. And if you were in the area and heard the same noise, what is it?
What is that? It's like shaking our entire house. Yeah, we're over here like filming and listening to it. It sounds like a gun.
I don't know, it's gone on like at least 5 times. Falls up the canyon.
Holy crap.
Figure out what the sound is?
No. We're just hearing the rock falls from the mountain.
Is that what it is?
Well, we can hear the bangs and then there's like, we can hear rocks falling from over there.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Because it's loud as crap. It's shaking the house.
I don't know. It's crazy. We're trying to figure it out right now. Dude, I just heard crazy rock fall.
That's just getting closer? They're being surrounded by friggin' UFOs or the Coast Guard. I want to send there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 lights we see there. They've been coming on, they were 7 lights.
How freaked out would you guys be middle of the ocean, right? In their territory, behind enemy lines or friendly lines, right? That'd be scary as hell in the middle of that ocean, y'all. Can you imagine?
Oh, this is a big deal. They're keeping pace with us.
What's wrong with Jerry, man? I mean, that's really not the conversation to be having.
No! Why am I having? Hold on. Why am I having that conversation with another man?
Especially in that environment. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong with Jerry. I maybe he didn't know Jamie was filming at the time.
I ain't having no conversation. Me and no homeboys, my friends, my best friend Bucket, ain't nobody talk about no meat.
Not like, I mean, that's a conversation that's really never ever had. That's a conversation that's had amongst women.
When you with your lady,
amongst women.
You know, I was like, hey, what you want for dinner tonight? She's like, I was thinking about maybe some pasta. I said, what about some tube steak? You know, hey, you know, what y'all just saying? I got the tube steak ready to go. It's well done.
Right.
Okay. 9 3/8 hay. 8.5 inch dick.
Y'all see what's
Them Cowboys. And you know what's crazy? The media ain't talking about it. They're talking about the Cowboys, right? All day about losing, right? Talking about that, but they ain't talking about this. You know why? Because the machine's not ready to expose Jerry Jones yet, right? We saw Daniel Sterling, the Clippers owner, a while back talk about the same stuff, right? They're not ready for it yet. We got some more clips of Diddy coming up, and I'm gonna dive a little deeper into that.
Going on in Saudi Arabia, y'all know what that is? That's sand. That is sand. Now look how fast this thing is moving, y'all. This is about one of the scariest things that you can see in Saudi Arabia. And you know why? Check this out. So when that sand tsunami is done, look at this. Crazy. You have no idea where you're standing on, and it looks like footprints. Look at this. Look at that, y'all. Wow. Like, you don't even know how deep this is. Like, when they show you the quicksand in movies, this is what they're talking about, y'all. This is the quickest sand ever. Because think about it. The quicksand, as we know, it moves slow. How is it quicksand? But this thing literally swallows you up as soon as you hit it, y'all. Now, imagining visiting Saudi Arabia and not knowing about this, y'all. See, this is why TikTok exists, so we can relay information onto each other.
Getting fishy out there.
But when you see this stuff in America, you know what's really weird? All the state capitol buildings that don't really match up. Like, why did they build something that was straight out of ancient Rome in like Iowa? You know, like in Nebraska.
2,500 people live in a town somewhere, and they build a post office that has 700 rooms and is like an ancient castle. It's the same like with the Mormon temple, where they said they went out to Utah, you know, with horse and buggy and nobody else out there, and they supposedly built this wonder of the world castle with no rails and no dump trucks and no cranes, and it goes down 40 to 60 feet underground with more building. And
even think about like the 1 year timelines. And a lot of these buildings are 1 year wonders, where they created this very elaborate stone building in 1 year. But then you think about some of these places that have 1 year timelines, and then they work in like Syracuse, you know, Albany, Syracuse, New York, these crazy places like that. Explain to me how much work they're getting done in the dead of winter, when the roads would have been horrible. Then you add snow on it, and then the logistics make no sense. Even think, like I said, go back to World War II. We're told that the Germans were not necessarily defeated by the Russian army. They were defeated by the Russian winter. Because even with the high-tech German stuff, they couldn't even move the equipment during a harsh Russian winter. So that is like the highest tech stuff in the 40s. And then you're talking about these things were built with horses and buggies in the 1840s.
One last.
I can't speak for all the state capitals, right? I only know the state capital where I grew up in Arizona, and like going towards Tempe, kind of, I guess, off the I-10. The only building in the city that I know of that does look like an ancient building are all the state capitals. Is your state capital ancient looking compared to all the other buildings, or is it like a newer looking state cap? Look up the Phoenix State Capitol, the Arizona State Capitol. It's pretty crazy, y'all. It sits on top of a hill too.
For you, your last touchdown as a Packer to Alan Lazard, your first as a Jet to Alan Lazard, and your first in MetLife to Alan Lazard. Do you guys script it that way?
I just think that's the beauty in this game. You know, it's a beautiful game. I've been fortunate to be a part of it for a long time, and Alan and I got a real good rapport.
Okay, something really strange just happened in a small town in Kentucky. You see, this is Judge Kevin Mullins, and this is the town's sheriff, Sean Steins. Yesterday, Sheriff Steins shot and killed Judge Mullins inside his own courthouse. So bro wasn't even trying to get away with it. He knew, he's the sheriff, that he was about to do life for this. So why'd he do it? That's where things get strange. The two had lunch together just hours before the incident. They went their separate ways, but then Sheriff Steins went back to the courthouse to speak with Mullins again, and that's when they went to the judge's office. A short conversation took place before the sheriff stood up, went to the door, and locked it. Both men took out their cell phones and handed it to each other. The sheriff then got up, pulled out his gun, walked around the table, and repeatedly shot the judge until he died. The sheriff, as you'd imagine, was quickly arrested without resistance and is now being charged with first-degree murder. Now, we still don't know what the sheriff saw on the judge's phone, but apparently it was big enough to spend the rest of his life in jail for.
I saw that's a scene straight out of Ozark, right? Just got done watching Ozark for the second time. Showed my lady it. But that's some stuff. There's some deep stuff that's happening, right? Just like Ozark, right? The whole population didn't know about it, but the people in it, they knew about it. Sheriffs were getting offed in that show. Judges, politicians.
Video today of this man at like a press conference kind of thing.
Allergies, y'all. It's coming back. It's that time of the season.
And he was at one point like pretty high ranked, or like made it pretty high up in the Air Force. He was some sort of like electrical engineer, and he was telling this story about 30 years ago. He was brought into this group for NASA to, there's something going on with their lunar satellite. It like wasn't receiving. He walked into this room and there was scientists from all over the world. He's like, this is strange for NASA to have scientists from all over the world. And then he was debriefed by this one guy. He said the guy, when he was presenting this stuff, he was like kind of nervous. And he's like, these are pictures that we have from the dark side of the moon.
They have pictures?
There's a base camp on the dark side of the moon. And he was showing pictures of all these buildings, mushroom-shaped buildings. He said it's top secret. And so like he came out and was like, I've been waiting for them to talk about this news for 30 years and they haven't done it yet. And I hope by me saying this, they'll bring that out.
That were to be true, that would change everything.
He
That
said,
would be so.
He said it was a
stinking
massive
scary.
base camp.
Do you guys think everyone? I don't think people would care if they told us there's bases on the other side of the moon. I really don't. Right? People like us, we would care, but the majority of the people out there, I don't think anybody would care. I think it would just be on the news for one day and off the news the next day. You know why? Because like I was saying, the machine is, as much as we don't want to say how powerful the machine is still very powerful. If the machine wants us to panic about it, we'll panic about it. If the machine wants it to go in one ear and out the other, that's what we're going to do. Not we're, right? Us, the CaveFam, all us other reactors out there, we're going to be onto it and start exposing it. But the majority of the people, they're still plugged into the machine, y'all.
Thank you all for being here. And now, who am I introducing next?
Look at this.
Who's next?
Oh. That's our president, y'all. Nobody cares.
Distinguished guests, the Prime Minister of the Republic of India.
By the way, he's from a small country like ours, low population, but he's become a good and decent man and a good friend.
Thank you. Why is every celebrity in Hollywood friends with a witch? Explain this one to me.
Here with Michelle Lamy, and just pay very close attention to how they treat this woman. Shortly after, this is her backstage of ASAP Rocky, and this woman has deep connections with every single celebrity. I mean, many pictures and videos of her and Usher, Kim Kardashian, Migos, Kanye West, ASAP Rocky, whatever, you name it, almost every single celebrity. But who is this woman? You look her up, it says she's a fashion designer, filmmaker, producer, whatever. But she's also married to Rick Owens, and now we're getting warmer. If you know anything about Rick Owens, he's known as the Dark Lord of fashion. Now, if this woman is married to the Lord of Darkness when it comes to fashion, and she's a fashion designer, this is literally her wearing his head, you start wondering, what is she doing with all these artists? Surely it can't be all fashion, right? And then you see pictures of her with Marina Abramovich, which is outspoken for her art, but also her spirit cooking. All I'm saying is be aware of what's really going on and do your own research.
In 2000, Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre would appear on MTV's show Total Request Live. They would be interviewed by Carson Daly, and he would ask the two about an X-rated tape that was stolen from Dr. Dre's house.
What happened? Okay, just pay attention, y'all. They're out there. I've said this in my past few videos. Like, the machine is just done with Diddy, y'all, but they're still out there. You know, how do you think Dr. Dre got to be a billionaire? Snoop Dogg's is in front of America's household, right? He opens the door for America, right? Everyone loves Snoop. But they're all involved in this crazy stuff, right? It's just the machine. It's just going to keep going until it's time to spit somebody else out. Is it going to be Dr. Dre? Is it going to be Drake? People are saying, I don't know, but they're still out there. Listen to this. This is some P. Diddy stuff.
I mean, it was a videotape that we did at my house just for my private collection. You know what I mean? Snoop was a part of it.
Like, why was Snoop a part of it, right? And listen to what he says. Let's restart it. I'm not going to interrupt. I'm sorry. Let's get into it. Let's
Ray's house.
What happened?
I mean, it was a videotape that we did at my house just for my private collection. You know what I mean? Snoop was a part of it.
They got it?
Somebody somebody stole this tape from my house or something like that, and there's a lot of X-rated things on it, you know. So this is like the Tommy Pamela Lee thing. It's gone now. It's going to be out. It's worse than that, man.
Thankfully, this tape involving the two has never surfaced.
I know. You see what I'm saying? Like, that was on TRL, prime time, back when millions of people watched TRL, and we laughed at it. And then guess what? 10, 15 years from now, he's going to come back out with it. That's going to expose him. Everyone's going to hate him, going to come out and bash him. But right now, he's not thrown under the bus, so everyone's buddy, right? Performing at halftime shows of the Super Bowl, right? It's all connected, y'all. It's crazy. You see what Jerry Jones was talking about with Jamie Foxx? We know about Jamie Foxx. Cat Williams was right, y'all. 2024 is the year they get exposed, y'all, and it's happening.
The diva Rihanna. She's from Barbados? Yeah. Okay. She's Bayesian. Okay, she's Bayesian. How did you come in contact with her? I mean, did you fly over there?
No, Jay Brown had actually bought me the song. She has a song right now, and it's I wouldn't say massive because of her rules when I first heard the song. And then, he kept going, Jay Brown, he kept being persistent. I was like, you know what, bring her by. Mm-hmm. And when she walked into our office, I was like, she just had, it was just something about her. It was just, she had this, it was just something about it. And then she performed the song, and I was like, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Then, we sat down and we talked. And they were talking about how she would stay in the studio and try to get the verse over and then come back the next day. I was like, oh, work ethic. Okay. Everything is there. So we signed it that night. We didn't let her leave the office. Really? The 3 a.m. was when that contract got signed. So from the meeting around 3, 4 in the afternoon, we signed it by 3 a.m. Wow. That day. I was absolutely certain.
To you. Oh yes, he said we don't sing songs here, we sing artists. And there was this little pause, and I was nervous. But then he said, and we're interested. And there was this sudden feel of relief. But then he said something about a window and a door or something. Oh, then he said, you did it homework. I did a lot of homework on you, this lady. He said, there are 2 ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal sign or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor.
Remember when we could take the batteries out, and then at some point they soldered them in? Because they soldered the batteries in, even when you turn the phone off, it's not off. They surveil us and our kids 24 hours a day. People have no idea the extent they're being monitored. They're being monitored when they have Android phones. They're being monitored even when your phone is off.
Yeah, but honestly, who even turns their phone off, right? Do you guys turn your phone off? I know I don't. The only time I do turn it off is when it starts running slow, and then I restart it, shut it off for 10 minutes. Ooh, I gotta sneeze, y'all, these allergies. But does anybody even turn their phone off? I mean, I charge it overnight with it on, and
Hollywood is evil.
Tell me why.
No, just listen. I love you.
Has it always been, or is it now?
Always.
Okay.
So that means in the spiritual aspect of it, which you pay attention to.
Sure.
All these guys are building studios now. De Niro, Wahlberg, that everybody's on this tsunami wave of what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. What if the technology changes? What if I can do it right in this room? What if I can make a whole movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger right here on an app? I'm being an a-hole to make a point. I've learned it's changed so much. The most important thing is the storytelling.
Y'all, I got some crazy freaking news to share with you. I'm not one of the breaking news type people, but there's stuff going on. I honestly don't know what's crazier, so we're gonna start over here first. Come back to this. This is freaking insane. Congressman Matt Gaetz came out saying that DHS told Congress that there are allegedly 5 assassination teams looking for Trump, going for Trump all at the same time. TikTok, I'm not saying this. Members of our U.S. Congress are saying this.
And I'll break a little news for you. I had a senior official from the Department of Homeland Security in my office before the second assassination attempt saying that what he has assessed is that there are 5 known assassination teams in the United States. 3 inspired by other governments, 2 that are here that are known domestic assassination teams, and
Y'all, that's literally a bombshell. You know, a lot of prominent figures like Tucker Carlson have came out alleging certain things around this narrative. We also know that the Senate drafted and passed the bill to provide extra protection for ex-presidents, or the House. But you heard what he said, right? And again, TikTok, it's not me, it's a member of the U.S. Congress that passed laws. He said it. 3 different governments? Different countries? 2024 is not holding back, and November is kind of looking very startling. And what people are saying on the ground, I can't tell you here, is even crazier. And allegedly, we don't know for sure, allegedly, maybe, Israel dropped a nuclear warhead on Lebanon. We'll have to wait for details on that to confirm it, but listen to the aftershock. And what you just saw was after over 1,000 members of Hezbollah passed away. They were unalived by the pagers and every other kind of electronic in the world. That's them addressing it right there. In other news, people are freaking triggered on social media by this amateur photographer that sent up a high altitude balloon to about 120,000 foot and just showcased the Earth. Triggered. I can see that. What do y'all think? This triggering y'all? Let me know what you think in the comments.
And notice he said amateur photographer, right? With how much money NASA gets in the billions, right? They can't take a better picture than that. This is amateur. Probably threw a Sony up there, right? Looked pretty flat to me.
Here we are at the Transcending Satanic Monument in front of the Scientology building in Detroit. Here's an aerial view of it. You can see the sacred geometry, which is meant to work as a sort of sigil to condense energy. And this is a portal. And right here, the transporters. It looks like there's souls trapped inside these rocks. And my feet are burning just standing in this circle right here. You guys, this is no joke. I'm not even kidding right now. This place is dark. Representation of hell and the souls that are being trapped by this demonic culture that we're living in now. Like the culture that we live in hides these demonic rituals and practices and symbols all around our states and countries. And this is just them. This is just them. It's a little weird. Oh, you're all right. Yeah, that's crazy. I changed my mind. I go back. It is actually dark. Look at the chains. Why are you putting babies in chains? The pagan symbol that's just in front of this building right here. Just before we end this. It's like a guy holding a family in his hands with a celestial object in his other hand. And then we're in a trunk match. All the windows are blacked out.
So there are UFO sightings all over the world right now. This one is in Gulfport, Mississippi. Look at that, y'all. You can see it oscillating between colors. Look at that. And it's rotating. Y'all see that?
It's high in the cloud. Look at that, man.
Look at that.
UFO, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Look at that. You see how it's floating up there?
Bro, that's a UFO. It's hiding in the cloud.
Literally hiding in the clouds. What they told you in that movie? No, it's hiding in the clouds.
Look at that thing, bro. It's hiding in the clouds.
Look how it's turning. Literally what they told us in the Super Bowl commercials, y'all. They're here. Look.
That's a UFO, bro.
You see how oscillating those colors? The triangle UFOs. One was just seen in Tampa as well, right? This is in Mississippi.
You sure said that, bro. I'm glad you called me. Look at that thing, bro.
So while the entire world is distracted with Mr. P. Diddy's indictment, I was wondering why all of this attention was put on this specific case. And why would the media and the world cause everyone to look this way while there was something huge going on that way? And I found out what it is. During this same day that everyone's reporting on the diddler, did you know that 23andMe, every single director and CEO in this company has resigned? Now, why would the CEO and the directors of this company resign at a time like this? Well, 2024 is the year of disclosure. And when you tell a certain group of people that they are from a certain place, and that information could possibly not be valid, but the only way you validate it is through a company like this, stuff is getting ready to hit the fan. And I think you know what that is. This is crazy. Diddy is a distraction. Pay attention to this. I'm out.
Do you know how long you've held up people picking up bags? I've been waiting in line down the road for 30 minutes while you've been here soaking up the rays.
Thank you.
You know?
Excuse me. Excuse me.
You're not getting my vote. This is a free country.
It is
It's a free country, and I'm trying to speak to him, and he won't even acknowledge me.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'm sorry for your challenge.
It's not my challenge. I'm a volunteer trying to help someone save their home.
Sir, we've been filling sandbags as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know, while you're here, nobody can pick up.
I am here.
While you're here, no one can pick
I
up
don't know
sand.
that, sir. I'm sorry.
Well, why don't you make yourself aware?
We are going to.
You know, I was with a guy who was a staunch conservative, and he said if you'd actually do work, he'd change his vote and vote for you.
Sorry, sir. Calm
That's
down.
sincerity.
I just spent half an hour. Can you listen to me, sir, now that I've listened to you?
Yeah, I'll listen.
Okay. I'm glad to be here with my kids. We just filled sandbags for 15 minutes,
you
which
held
isn't
people
enough.
up.
Sorry.
All
sir,
your RCMP and security held people up from getting their
I can
stuff.
understand your frustration around security. I live frustrations with security every day of my life right now. That's something that unfortunately is a reality of my life. But I'm happy to be here.
They're about to open these
speak.
dams.
I'm happy to be here to speak with you, to listen to you, to speak with all and to encourage more Canadians to come out and volunteer. More people are coming and volunteer because
I
we're drawing attention
volunteered,
to it.
but I was in a
Thank
truck
you, sir.
for an hour
Thank
waiting
you,
while you
sir,
were here
for your
with a photo op.
I have
the most
frustrations with
insincere
security
thing
as
I've
well.
ever seen.
I'm sorry, sir. That's unfriendly and unneighborly today. We're here to help. Thank you.
Thank you.
White man.
Right? You're just there for a photo op. Come do it with the people, right? Don't do it with your politician friends and act like they're the people. If you really care, right? I understand security measures and all that, but he's helping people up. That's why he was mad. I've been out here 30 minutes waiting while this guy's over here taking a picture and going to put it on the front page of the newspaper when at the end of the day, he doesn't give a crap about us. You know what I mean?
Like Trump need to be banished. That way of thinking is real dangerous. This man literally threatened the lives of us and our families about going to vote.
Stand back and stand by.
Stand back and stand by.
Yeah.
We're in a war. We're not taking this like it's a war. We're taking this like, oh, we're in a presidential election. No, we're in a war of love versus hate. The number one priority is to get Trump out of office.
You think it's
He was vouching for Biden. That's what that was. I had to cut out because I had to zoom in a little bit so the screen's not this big, right? But at the bottom, that was during the 2020 election. That's why he was saying election and all that. He was, you know, trying to get the people to vote for Joe Biden, right? Did the same thing with Obama.
these celebrities on them tapes?
Bro, he gave celebrity parties. So what you think? You know, I think they're not telling the whole truth, is that because of the situation in Miami and the situation in California, and they closed the clubs like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. or something like that, that Justin and Christian was bringing big vans of girls and people back to the mansion and giving parties and stuff like that. And a lot of those stuff were their parties. A lot of that shit was their parties. It wasn't always Puff parties. It was his son's parties.
Good point. They said some of these freak-offs will last for days.
That's where they're going to get him on. Especially like if he was traveling and doing it. That's what I'm at. That you hiring come and have sex with your girl? That's crazy.
Got to edit some of those words.
That's some Hollywood that I don't even know, bro. That's crazy.
Have you ever seen the amount of gold that exists on Earth?
No.
The finite amount of gold that exists on Earth is shockingly small. Shockingly small. Jamie, see if you can find that. The amount of gold that exists on Earth. Yeah. I forget what the exact unit of measurement that they used, but you go, what? What? That's it. 244,000 metric tons of gold has been discovered to date. Most of that gold has come from 3 countries, China, Australia, and South Africa. So,
wow.
But if you like, I've seen it represented. There it is. Yeah. That's it. That's the whole. Yep, that's it.
No way.
Yep, that's it. Oh, it's all the gold. So what we're seeing, folks, is a couple of large trucks and what looks like a half a football field of gold. Is that about right? About a half a football field? Yeah. About a half a football field full of gold. And it's stacked up looks like it's about 5 feet high.
Wow.
No, maybe a little higher. Maybe it's 6 feet high. That's it.
Take care of the creature. Yo, Rita! Fucker, I hate this one. No, Sam, that's not how we do it. Let me show you how we take care of the creature. Let me show you how we take care of the creature. Yo, Rita! Get him! Hit him! Hit him! Rita! That's how it's done. Yeah! Okay, calm down.
You know what she should do? You know what she should do? She should do Rogan. And I've already suggested that. She should do Rogan.
That would be great.
Vice President Kamala Harris should do Rogan. Like, it'll be a great conversation. I know Joe Rogan and Kamala Harris will have a great conversation. 50 million views easily on YouTube. Easily.
That'd be fire.
I wanted to
I think they both should do it. I think both presidents should go on the biggest platform in the country and then speak to the people. I think that's a smart thing to do. When in history have they not done that? I don't think there's been a time in history where both presidents didn't go on the biggest platform. Well, I guess the last election, but before that, like before Joe became the biggest platform, the presidents went to NBC, ABC. They went and they spoke in front of the world.
I agree. I think it would be like, for example, I'd like to see the vice president on Rogan and Trump do something like Breakfast Club.
Oh, you're saying,
you know what I'm saying? Because you kind of expect, you know.
I want to say you both.
She won't never do it because I think Rogan leans more to the right, but even if Trump's on there, he's going to ask him, why are you saying these? He's going to ask him the real things, right? Which Trump gets asked all the time, no matter where he goes, right? They ask him the real things because he goes on CNN. He goes on ABC. He does interviews with these people. She'll never do it. She does interviews with Oprah. She does interviews with Stalifanakis, whatever his name is, on ABC with the vice president right next to her, right? She'll never go on a thing like that because Rogan's going to ask her the real questions. There's gonna be no teleprompter. There's gonna be no earpiece. It's just them two. So she'll never do it. She'll go talk to Oprah for 3 hours, right? Because Oprah's gonna spoon feed her, right?
You're going to start to see the downfall of many celebrities. Diddy being one of them, that's going to take down a bunch of others, especially one that he's friends with. That name starts with a J, allegedly. But why now with all the exposing? It's not just celebrities getting exposed anymore. It's world leaders. It's very important people. This is because the human collective, we are slowly but surely starting to manifest the truth frequency. See, there is a pole or a scale that is imbalanced right now. Sometimes we are polarized to Antichrist consciousness, which if you are unsure what Antichrist consciousness is, it's the consciousness against the idea that we are all a part of the same energy. We all come from God. We should all respect each other. Antichrist consciousness teaches division, hierarchy, and what they call evil. We're going from Antichrist consciousness to Christ consciousness, which is the exact opposite, which is treat others how you want to be treated. Love thyself, love thy neighbor, all of these teachings. And because we as human beings are such powerful manifestors, because our energy is directly tied to the magnetic fields or the energetic grids of planet Earth, we change the frequency of this planet And sooner or later, the truth is going to be exposed because we're trying to manifest good. We're trying to manifest the truth.
This Diddy stuff's getting wild. And oh, do I got something to show you. For entertainment purposes, of course, because I know absolutely nothing, and I'm just making this stuff up. All right, I made the video showing you Diddy and his friend and co-owner of the Penguins, Ron Burkle. Then I made the video introducing you to his son, Andrew Burkle, and all the weird things that surrounded his passing. Especially the fact that he was supposed to meet with Diddy's son the day after he was unalived. Diddy's adopted son, Quincy Brown. Now check this out. Quincy Brown is Kim Porter's son that Diddy adopted. I'm sure by now people have heard all the things that Diddy has done to Kim.
Yep.
And for a while now, a lot of people think that Diddy had something to do with Kim's unaliving. And in Kim's book that recently came out, there's a whole lot more to that story. All right, now back to Quincy Brown. Quincy Brown's dad is this man, singer, songwriter, and record producer Albie Shore. His relationship with Diddy is a rabbit hole all on its own. But see, back in 2022, Albie slipped into this weird coma that up until now, he hasn't released the details about. Back at the end of March, Albie Shore came out and said that Diddy had something to do with his coma. Now, when we find out the details of it, we're really gonna need to call Homeland Security. Now, what I didn't tell you in my other videos is that Quincy Brown's friend, Andrew Burkle, was a film producer. And that the two are meeting to talk about exposing what their dads were up to. But I'm sure that's all just a coincidence. Y'all stay safe.
That's deep.
You heard Woody Harrelson on SNL? Yeah.
I'm red and blue, which makes purple. I'm purple. Leaned against a tree and started to read the craziest script. The biggest drug cartels in the world get together and buy up all the media and all the politicians and force all the people in the world to stay locked in their homes.
You know what cartels he's talking about, right? The pharmaceutical companies.
And people can only come out if they take the cartel's drugs and keep taking them over and over.
Did you see that
Another
immediately after Woody Harrelson had that monologue on SNL, right after it, the next day, there's all these hit pieces. There's a hit piece in Fox, there's a hit piece in Vanity Fair, there's a hit piece calling him an anti-vaxxer and a stoner. And no. That's not what he's doing. He's a joke monologue on SNL about something that makes people laugh. The only reason why the joke works.
Yeah.
The only reason why it works is because people are thinking it. And so when he makes that joke and he talks about them buying all the media, and then all the media responds as if they've been bought and paid for. That's pretty wild.
All right, family, there you have today's Monday reaction. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, I had a blast with you guys. Enjoy spending some time with you guys, mainly daily, y'all. We're busy. We're in the process of moving. If you notice, I was texting the realtor while I was doing all this. You know, I'm busy, but I got to make some time for you guys at least 4 or 5 times a week. When we get to the new spot, for sure, every day, going all in, all or nothing type of guy over here. So we'll be going all in, y'all. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's reaction. If you made it this far, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Hope everyone out there has a good Monday, has a good week. Hope you're starting the week off right. This is Segovia. I'm signing out of the man cave. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow for another reaction. Have a good day, y'all. Later.